Hey, my name is Badass Banny and welcome to my channel. If you're an ACE, AMAC, and sex human trafficking survivor, you're in the right place. And it won't cost you a penny to like and subscribe and share worldwide. And please leave a comment down below. I wanted to talk about some AMAC children and some acting out that can happen. And that's happened to me, and I wanted to share if this helps you. Um, And I'm one of the kids because I am a kid of color. I grew up in a small rural town that's conservative Republican for decades. And I slipped through the cracks as being looking Native American. And honestly, I'm mostly white. And where I come from, they thought I was Mexican or Oriental back in the 80s, and so stereotypes about that. So I don't, I'm not Asian. Um, so another thing is I had like displaced rage, and that came in the forms of cutting hoses, people's hoses, with a knife or scissors, getting on top of people's houses. I got in their mail, in the mailboxes, is pulling out mail. And there was this woman named Linda Ricewig, and she spent time with me as a kid, like at 5, and she would roughhouse and play and wrestling, and I would cry, and she'd still wrestle with me, and I'd keep crying and crying, like not crying but like fighting, physically with her. And we did that for 2-3 hours until someone said stop. But I'm so grateful for her because she took me up in the hills, in Northern California, in the hills. She was a firefighter, and take me up in the hills and on the trails, and I would follow her. And it'd be hot, in Northern California and the Sacramento areas over here. It gets really hot in the hundreds. And so Linda would take me for runs, and that helped me get that energy out. And I was a wild child. I was a very feral child. Didn't start school until 2nd grade. Didn't talk much. I had like a deer in the headlight look, Later in life, I found out I have complex PTSD. It's not the same as PTSD. It's actual head injury. And it's one trauma after other, constant trauma. And that was, for me as a child, was constant trauma up until 2nd grade, until I went to school for the first time consistently. And also, I have never perpetrated on to another child, and I'm grateful for that, or an adult. So I'm going to share some more stories later. I think I'm going to stop there. And I just thought it's important to believe children when they tell you they've been sexually assaulted. They may not have the words to tell you or how to explain it. And you might see a lot of like masturbating. Some kids, male or female, will masturbate. I didn't do that. I didn't touch myself like that until I got married at 18. Yeah, that's another story. So, what are you going to do to take care of yourself today?